hello everybody. I'm Gaauwe, I'm an engineer with Zeta, and I want to start with some hot takes. Can anybody tell me their favorite React framework that they use? Next.js? I hear Next.js here. Let me write it quickly down. Anybody think that their framework is better than Next.js? Any Next.js haters here that want an alternative? Don't start, nice. Any other frameworks? React Router. And do you guys use any tools with those frameworks? ESLint's pretty standard these days, but the front-end ecosystem always moving fast. Maybe there are some new linters, some other cool new tools that anybody's using. Not all at once, okay, Oxlint, nice. And then last but not least, something that's moving even faster than the front-end ecosystem is, of course, agents. So does anybody have an agent that they use in their day-to-day work? I'm guessing some people are using agents here, so don't be shy. I know it's a big group, but anybody have an agent? Claude Code, okay. Anybody using a different agent than Claude? Or are we all Claude fans here? Codex. And do we have maybe one more that we can try? Cursor. All right, so what I want to do now is I prepared a little skill called the React Summit demo skill, and I prepared some offline data with information about the talks that happened today. And what I'm going to do is for the frameworks that were just mentioned, I'm going to build a new project with that framework and possibly a tool that was mentioned in the agent that was required. Because in Zeta, we support a lot of different languages, a lot of different tools, but also a lot of different agents. So let's start with the Zeta agent. I have the Zeta agent selected here, but in the Zeta agent, we support a lot of providers out of the box. So as a few people already mentioned, Codex, for example, you can sign in through either the OpenAI subscription or your ChatGPT subscription. I'm already signed in with my ChatGPT subscription. So let's create a React Summit demo with, and we have some options, Next.js. People are probably using Biome here, so let's include Biome there as well. And let's have this start. Because we're going to create multiple projects, I'm going to create a new work tree now. And you see a new entry here. Besides our own agent, we support external agents. We have our own protocol for that called the Agent Client Protocol. And it's an abstraction on top of harnesses that agents can implement. And then other clients can use their own UI on top of it. So I think somebody mentioned Cursor. I don't think I have a Cursor subscription at the moment. So we can maybe try another external agent. I have a few installed here. If you want more, we support a bunch of different agents from the ACP registry. So let's use, in this case, Gemini. It's going to load now. It's starting the harness in the background. And then we still have our set UI that we're used to. So create a React Summit demo with, and I think we had Donstack start and Oxlint. So while that's running, we can create yet another work tree. In the background, these agents are still running. And another thing that we have is called terminal threads. So if you open terminal threads here, it, as the name says, opens another terminal because maybe some agents are not supported by either ACP or our own Zeta agent. One good example of that is Claude Code. We have support for Claude Code both in our Zeta agent and in ACP, but Anthropic also announced that their subscription is going to change and that third parties can't use the subscription anymore. So it will be based from a specific tokens. But in this case, you can still run Claude as any terminal, and it's still an entry inside of Zeta here, still running parallel from all the other agents. At this point, we got a question from Gemini. Let's just accept it. And I will now leave the fate of my demo a bit in the hands of these agents. So while these are running, I wanted to quickly talk about What Zeta is. If you haven't heard of Zeta yet, we're building a code editor. It's written in Rust. We don't include any binary for Electron or any web technologies like that. We do this by creating our own UI framework, also in Rust, called GPUI. And we support all the major platforms like macOS, Linux, and Windows. And even though it's Rust, it might be fun to see that this is our syntax for GPUI components. And if you're a web developer and you've seen Tailwind before, this might look very familiar to you, like the margin top, the gaps, children, and even in the children, we sort of have components. So this was quite fun for me. I'm a front-end engineer at Zeta, but even if I look at this Rust code, I can still understand what's happening here, read it, and even help writing new UIs in our editor. And we have three things that we find very important when we're working on Zeta, which is first of all speed. It's a tool that you use every day. It should be fast, it should get out of your way, and it should be a nice tool to use. We value collaboration very much, and as I started in the beginning, we have agentic workflows supported. Of course, talking about speed is a bit hard. You kind of have to feel it. I've been using VS Code for a long time. Always thought it was OK. And then I started using Zeta. And you really feel the difference of being able to switch around, click on things, and see instant reaction coming. One example of showing this off is if we go to the Bun code base. You might have heard that Bun recently was rewritten to Rust. They had this massive PR of more than 1 million lines of changes. But if I scroll through this, we have no problem of viewing this diff. I can open files, I can go back, I can scroll up. If you try to open this PR in GitHub, for example, you're not a happy user. It's going to take a while to load things or even open things. Another cool thing about this speed is you might be working on multiple projects. I work on the Zeta.dev website, but also on our cloud code base, which does our APIs and our customer-facing dashboard. And in this case, I already have the Bun project open. I can switch to the Zeta.dev project. My dev server is running here. I have my code here. If I need to switch to another project, I go to our cloud code base. Dev server is still running. I can switch between all these projects without any issue instantly, and it gets out of the way in my workflow. Then another thing we find very important is collaboration. We are a fully remote company. We have people across the whole world, from India to Europe, from North America to South America, but we still highly value working together with our colleagues. It's really important to bounce ideas off each other, work together, get to a certain task. And for this, we have collaboration supported inside of Zeta. As you can see on the side here, we have channels. And you can see here some rooms, for example, and my colleagues are actually working together right now. We should probably not join them because that might be a bit confusing. But if let's just join a room. Sure. And let me mute myself in case somebody joins. I'm now in this channel. If anybody else is using Zeta and they join this channel, we can talk together through voice. But yeah, that's only a small part. You can do that in Slack, you can do that in Teams. But the really cool things is that, okay, you can share your screen. But even cooler is that you can share your project as well. If we're both in a channel together and I share my project, we can directly, simultaneously edit this code base together. It's somebody even joined me. You can write code together. It's sort of like a Google Docs document or Notion. You will see multiple cursors in the code moving around. If you want to follow a colleague, you can follow them. If they open new files, the files open for you as well. It is as if you're working on a local project. And yeah, it's how we work together. We're across the whole world, but we still hang out in these channels almost every day to work together on features. And yeah, it's a really nice way to be in the same program to do all your work. And then the third pillar that we find really important is the agentic workflows. We already started it before this. And if you might have seen it before, we already got a notification of an agent that's ready. In this case, it's Gemini again, sadly asking for more permissions. So let's allow a bunch of things. And while these agents are running, we can see they started building something here already. We have some changes, and you can follow the agent around what it's doing at that moment. Since they're in different work trees, I can easily switch between these. Did I not start a prompt here? Oh boy. Wait. Let's see if that can quickly still do something. So yeah, here we have already one that's finished. In this case, it built an application with Next.js 16, uses PNPM, Tailwind, and Biome, and it already gave me the URL where this application is currently running. I can see what the agent did, but I can also tell it to do extra things that it needs to solve. For example, in the corner here, we already see some issues. Let's make a screenshot of that. We can paste it back to the agent and say, fix these issues. While this is running, we can check out the other one again, which is sadly still asking for more permissions. But as you can see on the side here, it didn't add a git ignore for the node modules yet, which is a shame. But yeah, as you can see, we're now making some changes here. We told it to fix the issues, and since this is our Zeta agent, we can see the changes in real time. If you want to have more context, we can open it. The file instantly loads with all the LSP and language features that you would like from it. Let's see if we now refresh this, it actually solved the issue. But you can also reference code, for example. So if we go here and we see this title, you think, OK, maybe this title can be a bit better. So if you search for this text, we can find it here. I can select this code, and through a key combination, reference it here back again. And I can say, change the copy of this text. In this case, it also added Biome. We have a few languages supported by default, which is Rust, but here, of course, more importantly, TypeScript, React, and Tailwind, and also even ESLint. So if you want to get up and running, you can use it without doing anything crazy. But as we said, the front-end ecosystem always moving fast. If you're using something like Biome or Oxlint, you can go to our extensions and, for example, search for Biome. We can install it. And I hope that now we can immediately see the errors coming from Biome in our editor. So even if you're using new tools like Biome or Oxlint, we got your back. Let's see. Claude Code is probably still working. Gemini is still asking for permissions. Yeah, as I said, this demo is an agentic demo. I kind of put my faith into them that they could fix this for me. Hopefully, at least, it gives some insight in how you can run these simultaneously. If you still want to write code or fix some things by hand, we also have our own edit prediction model called Zeta. So if, for example, I say here const hi, I don't know if I can complete that. Maybe if we try. And here you see, I don't know if people can see it, but it has light gray suggestions. And if I then tap, it auto-completes the code that you might have wanted to write. It's running npm lint. Does it already have something working? Would be nice. Claude Code is here as well. Did we have an Oxlint file here? Don't think so. Oh man, Gemini, what are you doing? But yeah, any tool you want to use, well, OK, there it goes. It's finally finished. So here again, it tells me that the project was created. It used Oxlint. So let's see if we have an index file. If I go here now, I can, like I showed before, reference this back, for example. But I can also, I think, if I put a console log here, we don't get any errors because this time we're using Oxlint. So again, we can go to extensions, install Oxlint here. And if it helps us out this time, it shows an error. And if not, you kind of have to trust my word on this. But luckily, you saw it with Biome, so it is working. If we go to this project, I think this had Tailwind. So yeah, as I said, it comes out of the box. If I want to add a margin top here, you don't need to do anything fancy. The colors are included, the autocomplete is included. So if you're a React dev, which you probably are if you're here, you can download that and get started. Claude Code is finished now as well. I don't think it likes modules, node modules this time. But the terminal threads are a bit less integrated, as in we don't have our own set UI that we can show you there. So it's just a terminal as you're used to with Claude Code. But that doesn't mean that set doesn't benefit you. You can still, well, it's not a great diff because of the node modules. Here we go. You can still use our other features to help you out after, for example, Claude Code in the terminal created a bunch of code for you. You can view the diffs in Zeta. You can, well, maybe not the logs. You can reference this code, and just like before, I can give it the shortcut to even reference it back to the terminal. So yeah, it was a bit of a demo of how you can use agents in Zeta. We think of ourselves as a very open platform. We support, hopefully, the agent that you use because we understand that companies have different needs. So we have all these agents, languages support, and overall, we're a super fast editor that hopefully helps you out in your day-to-day work. If this demo was interested or you want to try out Zeta for yourself, as I said, we support all the major platforms. You can go to zeta.dev/download to get started. If you're here today with your company, we also have a business subscription. If your procurement department has specific needs about certain settings that need to be configured organization-wide, you can go to the Zeta business website, which gives you a bit more information if that's helpful to you. And last but not least, yesterday we put out a blog post about DeltaDB and our next big vision. Definitely check out the website. We have a blog post about what that is, and you can also sign up with your information to request early access if you're interested in that. Thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully you enjoyed this.